Hello there. Welcome to Effective Mind Control. Think of this. You can identify one of the millions of images you have seen in just half a second. Could you have done that if such images were not stored in your memory? Could you have spotted them, without recognizing them? Where are such images stored? How are they recognized? Science lacks even a hypothesis about this mystery. But for science, combinatorial memories can be infinite. Elimination algorithms identify patterns in such memories in milliseconds. For Abraham Thomas, an engineer, intuition is such pattern recognition. Every act of the human mind results from pattern recognition. Human creativity depends on it. Human genius derives from it. Consciousness is powered by it. Fear and anger are unleashed by it. Without intuitive pattern recognition, there would be no civilization. Only stones and ice would exist today. Is intuitive pattern recognition meaningless? Abraham Thomas realized that intuition uses an algorithm to recognize patterns. Intuition uses inductive logic on vast human memories to deliver reasoned answers to existential problems in 20 milliseconds. This video shows how the choices made in milliseconds by intuition explain the flow of messages within the known structure of the human mind. Imaging methods in neuroscience study the brain. Experimental, questionnaires and observational methods in psychology seek to understand the mind. Carl Friston speculated that the brain may be a prediction machine. It could have developed the phenomenon of depression to mitigate life's predicted uncertainty. The mind is not merely a prediction machine. The brain is a pattern recognition machine. Its intuition has created the human mind and consciousness, the most powerful nerve signals in the known cosmos. Nerve signals power the mind. Before the arrival of animals, only multicellular organisms existed in the primeval waters on Earth. They moved about and swallowed, or expelled food by contracting or expanding their cells. Such expansion and contraction were achieved through chemical signals, the forerunners of hormones. But such chemical activity diffused too slowly over larger bodies of cells and could not deliver targeted messages. A new nervous system solved these problems. Intuition made pattern recognition possible. To recognize patterns, the electrically activated nervous system had four powerful capabilities. First, such electrical signals could be sent across the longer distances of a body of cells. Second, the receptor cells could sense the touch of food, obstacles, or danger and fire their signals. Third, electrical signals could trigger expansion, or contraction of specific groups of motor cells. Fourth, neurons could recognize receptor signals and dispatch optimum patterns of signals to trigger contraction, or expansion of specific parts of the cell body. Intuition is an elimination algorithm. Inhibition works to eliminate alternatives for every decision of the nervous system. Animals cannot afford to freeze into immobility, unable to decide between chewing grass and drinking water. Intelligent action, pivotal for survival, mandates a swift logic, which ceaselessly narrows possibilities down to a single answer. Intuition uses a logic that evaluates myriad known possibilities to choose one option for action. If the choice is to chew grass, the drive to quench thirst is instantly inhibited. Nerve channels in the brain carry powerful combinatorial messages. In every channel, intuition powers further processes. The process begins when a few neural organs convert sound, light, taste, smell and touch into biochemical and electrical signals. As these signals reach other brain regions, intuition categorizes them as objects and events. In still more regions, intuition responds to recognized events with the emotional signals, which control our motor systems. We have little awareness of the massive interchange of these signals by intuition. Intuition converts a select few signals that reach the claustrum, an organ in the brain, into our conscious view of our perceptions and actions. Intuition constantly monitors a massive range of air and liquid molecules, light patterns, sound waves and critical bodily events. Intuition indicates the recognition of toxic molecules in the air on receiving signals from unique receptors in the olfactory bulb. A Nobel Prize was awarded for the discovery that neurons in the olfactory bulb recognize combinations of its receptor signals. Intuition recognizes combinatory signals. Typically, when an odorant molecule locks onto an odor receptor, calcium channels in the membranes of the nerves open and calcium ions pour inside, generating the electrical charge of a nerve signal. If the bulb identifies a foul smell, intuition causes other neural organs respond with a disgust-related response. Intuition recognizes, records and passes on intelligent messages at every stage. The signals which monitor the environment are routed to the primary areas of the cortex. Within milliseconds, the signals jump to the secondary areas, where intuition integrates signals from the other half of the body. This integration handles binocular vision and stereophonic sound. The combined signals travel to a complex set of neural organs, which make sense of these signals. They identify objects and events. Since the failure of any one of these organs causes a loss of a particular ability of the mind, science has been able to identify the functions of many of these organs. The sympathetic association region recognizes objects by touch. If this organ alone is damaged, a patient can feel an object, but will not know what it is. If blindfolded, he cannot identify a pair of scissors held in his hand. When the speech association organ is damaged, a patient knows the object, but is unable to name it. Intuition powers every organ conveying relationships between the senses and objects and events. Once events are identified, intuition responds with motor actions. The earliest mechanism acted to avoid pain. Nature had identified damage to the body by generating pain signals. It also developed the amygdala, an organ, which could remember which sensory signals accompanied an experience of pain. With its intensely sensitive response to sensory signals related to pain experiences, the organ exists in fishes, amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. On sensing danger, the amygdala sends fear signals to the brainstem, triggering, typically jumpy, avoidance behaviors. Fear signals raise blood pressure and heartbeats. The amygdala is an early warning system, which triggers your emotions faster than your conscious awareness. Beginning with a simple response to fear, nature developed a wide range of emotional signals, which generate behaviors to cope with most situations in life. Emotional signals set off complex patterns of coping behaviors, built up over millions of years. The amygdala triggered primitive attack or withdrawal responses for reptiles. Life moved gradually on to the more cooperative lives of herds. Groups of animals had better survival chances. Nature developed the insula, which triggers social emotions. The insula triggers the pain of guilt and shame to discourage antisocial behaviors. Eisenberger's research at UCLA reports that neural pain circuits were found to be activated when a person suffers social rejection. The insula also triggers the positive emotions of love, gratitude, and compassion. Emotions triggered coping patterns of behavior in herds. The insula carries mirror neurons, which sense the pain of a neighbor, and proceed to internally imitate the emotion. You experienced your neighbor's pain. For the whole herd, fear spread fear and relaxation brought calm. The guilty became subdued and the kind ones assisted the weak. By sensing and sharing the pain of their group, animals acted to protect each other as well as the weak and the young. The wisdom of the mind resides in Inax and Hillex's combinatorial codes. In the cerebellum, intuition coordinates motor control activities at up to 10,000 times a second. When one group of muscles contract, the opposing ones relax. Typically, in the spinal cord, intuition orchestrates the movement of 60,000 muscles, instantly relaxing opposing muscle group through inhibition. Through sensitive inhibition, intuition enables each neural organ to cooperate independently and sensitively with every other organ. With millions of dendritic inputs, each neural organ monitors the myriad dimensions of the mind. Vision can have an impact on pain and despair, on blood pressure. 86 billion neurons cooperate in this miracle. The limbic system generates partisan emotions. The prefrontal regions, the PFR, have access to the global wisdom of the mind. PFR signals grant you the unemotional judgments of the mind. Unfortunately, the early warning systems in the amygdala react to negative events before PFR can truly assess a situation. While it takes around 300 milliseconds for the PFR to become aware of a disturbing event, the amygdala react to it within 20 milliseconds. Sadly, the knee-jerk responses of these organs cause you to overreact to the world around you. Their momentary mischief in the morning can subconsciously trouble you the whole day. When it is aware of the pitfalls, your PFR can enable you to effectively still their ill effects and recover your peace of mind. Thank you very much for watching this effective mind control video. When you view the brain as a pattern recognition machine, many ancient mysteries vanish. Do come back to this channel. See you next time.